We've been talking for months now under the guise of the Ukraine fiasco about bribery, and extortion committed by the president of the United States. The Trump administration has now gone completely beyond parody on this issue, and Donald Trump is looking into making bribery legal. Now, when I saw the headline, I thought, this is from The Onion. This is a Saturday Night Live sketch, but it's not. It's been confirmed, including by advisors to Donald Trump. Check this out from Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair writes, a forthcoming book called A Very Stable Genius, Donald J. Trump's Testing of America, by Washington Post reporters Philip Rucker and Carol Lenig, reports that Trump has complained about existing rules and that he clashed with former Secretary of State Rex Tillerson in 2017 when Trump pushed to scrap the FCPA. That's the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. It's just so unfair that American companies aren't allowed to pay bribes to get business overseas, Trump said, according to a passage published by the Washington Post. We're going to change that. The law is designed to prevent individuals and businesses in the U.S. from paying money or offering gifts to foreign officials as a way to win business overseas. Critics of the law complain that it puts U.S. businesses at a disadvantage in places where bribes are customary. Now, you might think there's no way. This has to be made up. And yet Donald Trump's National Economic Council director, Larry Kudlow, admits that this is something they're looking at. He says, quote, we are looking at it. We are aware of it. We are looking at it. And we've heard complaints from some of our companies. You know that Nixon phrase, when the president does it, that means it's not illegal? This is going a step further. This is, if the president wants to do it or wants his friends to be allowed to do it, he'll change the law to make it not illegal. This is not getting nearly the attention that it deserves. Trump was impeached for a fiasco that includes bribery, extortion, although that's not actually in the impeachment articles. And his economic advisor admits that they are looking at making bribery no longer illegal, or a specific form of bribery anyway. Imagine all of the absurd things that this could open the door to. Listen, bribery is no longer illegal, so I shouldn't even really be considered impeached anymore. Now, again, Trump was not technically impeached for bribery. I understand that it was abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. I'm kind of kidding or exaggerating. But the bribery that Trump is trying to legalize is bribery to gain foreign favors in places where bribes are relatively commonplace. This is the underlying spirit of everything that went down with Ukraine and the Biden smears. And of course, there's a Trump tweet for absolutely everything. Back in October of 2016, a couple of weeks before the 2016 election, Donald Trump tweeted alongside a picture of Hillary Clinton and an article about her, quote, pay to play, collusion, cover-ups, and now bribery, so crooked, I will drain the swamp. We now know it didn't quite work out that way. Would Hillary Clinton have tried to legalize bribery? It's hard to imagine. She wouldn't have done all great things. Hillary Clinton was far to my right. There's no question about that. But she wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't have appointed the Supreme Court justices Trump has appointed. She wouldn't have appointed the extreme and unqualified, according to bar associations, judges that Donald Trump has appointed to lower levels. There would have been really important differences. And of course, Donald Trump wants us to believe that he's really worried about corruption in Ukraine, while he wants to legalize bribing officials in countries like Ukraine and others. Super believable that the priority for Trump in Ukraine all along was dealing with corruption, right? When he's trying to legalize more of it here in the United States. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, send me a tweet at Pakman. After the break, you will not believe, or maybe you will, who is now promoting climate change denial videos algorithmically while decimating the David Pakman Show channel. You probably only need one guess to figure out who that is. That's coming up next.